For this problem, we're going to have to look at all the parts and then figure out the different parts and figure out how one relates to the other. So first of all, let's just kind of see what this looks like. So I've already put down Natalie. So Natalie paid 7/20 of the total cost of the car as a down payment. So her ratio of down payment to total looks like this. So this is down payment to total. Okay, and so this is Natalie. So I'm just going to write down N for Natalie. Okay, now we have two unknown parts here, so this may not be the best place to start, although we have only a certain amount of number of numbers that we can try. So we can just guess and test and divide. We can start with 2960 divided by 14,800 and see if it works out to 7/20, or this works out to be about 35%. But let's take a look at the other people as well. So let's take a look at Michaela. So Michaela had to pay 8% sales tax on top of the total cost of the car. And the total sales tax came to $11.04. So this may be a good place to start because we know that the 8%, okay, so the 8%, so I'm going to write 8 out of 8% out of 100%. We know that the 8% relates to 1104. And so we could figure out the total cost. And if we could figure out the total cost, then at least we can figure out Michaela's total costs of her car. Okay. Lauren paid 30% down on the car she bought. So for Lauren, she's also in a situation where we don't have the full amount of information, but we'll write 30% over 100% is equal to her down payment to the total. So she's in a similar situation as Natalie. And the person that bought the $14,800 car paid 20% down. So we don't know about that. So that's the unknown. We'll say is X. And we'll say that 20%, person X, 20% over 100% is equal to person paid. So it's going to be 14,800 is the total, and this is the down payment. Okay, and the last part, the nearest tenth of percent, Brittany's car was 33% more than cost of Natalie. So if we can figure out Natalie's car, then we can, and we know that Natalie's car can't be the most expensive. Okay, we can maybe get some guesses in here. So first of all, let's figure out some parts that we don't need to guess at. So the parts that we don't need to guess at are for Michaela. We know that this is an 8%, so times 0.08. And we know going this way, we're going to divide by 0.08. Okay, so we're going to go 1104 divided by 0.08. So the total cost of her car, her total, is 13,800. Okay, so we can start doing some deduction here. Okay, so let's make a list here. So we have how many people here? We have 4 different people: Brittany, Lauren, Natalie, Michaela. Okay. So we know that Michaela paid. There's 2 parts here. There's paid and then the down payment. Okay, so Michaela paid 13,800, and her down payment, we don't know what her down payment was. Okay, so we know the down payment here of the 1480, so we're going to solve this part first. So 0.2, this is going to be times by 0.2. Okay, so down payment here worked out to be 14,800 times 0.2 is 2,900. This is equal to $2,960. We know that those go together. Okay, and so we need to start doing, it looks like we need to start doing some guessing and testing here. Okay, because those are the parts that we can figure out. And we don't know anybody's, but we know that Michaela's, the Brittany was 33% more than Natalie. So we need to start doing some guessing here. Now I'm going to start guessing with Lauren because 30% of 100 is a lot easier to figure out than 35%, which is Natalie's. So looking at these examples here, we know that we can take out the 13,800. Okay, the 13,800 is, where is it here? This is taken out of the mix. So we can take any of these and see if we can come up with 30%. So I'm just going to randomly guess here. Okay, it looks like 13,360. Okay, so here it is, 13. So I'm going to go, 3,630. Looks like it could possibly be 30% of 1,200 or 1,100. So I'm just going to guess at those. So 3630 divided by 12,100. Okay, and there it is. There's our 30%. So we figured out, in this case, Lauren. Okay, the down payment is 30%. The two numbers that go together, 30%, are the 12,100 and it was 3630. Okay, so now we figured out Lauren. Okay, and that's 3630 is a down payment. And we know that Natalie's car was less than Michaela's. So looking at the cars here, we can get rid of that car. Okay, and we can get rid of this down payment. Okay, the two cars left are going to be 14,800 and 11,100. And we can I think we can safely assume, let's just make sure that that works. So if I do 11,100 times 133%, it's approximately 14,800. So Natalie's car was 11,100 and Brittany's car was 14,800. Okay, so we can get rid of those. And now we can work out that for the down payment of the 14,800, that was 20%, so that goes with the 2,960. Okay, so we can get rid of that. We know that Natalie's down payment was 35%, and that works out to be the 3885. And the Michaela's down payment, does it say anything about Michaela's? It says nothing about Michaela's down payment, but we know that's the only one left. So her down payment was, looks like 10%. Okay, so there we go. That's how we need to do a bit of guessing and testing. We need to make sure we set up our information so that we can figure out, organize our information to be able to solve a problem like this.